Well, it's amazing how we all learn from each other, and that's a good part about the NHL, though. We know how tough it is. It's about, hey, how can I help you? Or somebody goes up, hey, noticed that this system of yours, I really like it.
Hyundai and NHL Coaches Association, Drivers of Hockey.
I'm from Calahoo, Alberta. As my playing career was winding down in Washington, I became real good friends with Dale Hunter, and all Hunts wanted to do was watch hockey and talk hockey, like it was just nonstop. So kind of like intrigued me to learn from him and be around him and listen to him and everything. And that would be something I'd want to do when I'm done playing, is maybe get into coaching, try to stay in the game, because I was trying to think, how can I stay in the game and be part of a team?
I would love to be talented enough to be a NHL player, but was a junior player, and then I played semi-pro, and then I stopped to coach. I started minor hockey, and then after I had an opportunity with Patrick Roy with Colorado. That was great for me to have the experience to be in the NHL and have kind of that on my resume, and learn to be around the NHL player and how they think and how they do things, and raise my game. I think we all know there's 32 of those jobs. It's not like if it's easy, and it's not like you can think, oh, we'll have another opportunity. So I jump on the opportunity Bill Armstrong gave me, and I think it was a great challenge and a great opportunity there, and I enjoy every moment.
When I had retired as a player, I thought I was going to the real world, as we call it, and I was went back to night school, and I was going to do something else. And somehow I got pulled into helping a Tier 2 Junior A team, the Ottawa Junior Senators. And that year when I coached, we had a very young team, and had, believe it or not, had success in the second half, and it really turned the corner. And the following year, I was approached to go and work with at the time they were called the Hull Olympiques, which are now Gatineau Olympiques. But was there from '96 to 2000, and then ended up coaching the American League for Edmonton's farm team, and got my shot in Montreal 2.5 years later. So it's just about what direction do you want to take, and what's the approach you want to take with your hockey club. And I think it's about being really good at supporting and making sure the players see that you're supporting the head coach, because they can read through that pretty quick.
There's not only one way to become a coach. There's a player like Patty Roy, who's Hall of Famer. Rob Brennamore was a really good player, and stuff, so on and so forth. There's a player like you who had to fight all the time to stay in the NHL.
Well, it's amazing how we all learn from each other, and that's a good part about the NHL, though. We know how tough it is. It's about, hey, how can I help you? Or somebody goes up, hey, noticed that this system of yours, I really like it.
I learned different things from all the coaches I had too over the years. So there's little things you take from different coaches you played for, and what they did and what you liked when you played for them. So you got to keep trying to grow and learn as a coach. That's what I mean, I think we all do that.
I'm obsessed by, I need to get better, because I know you will get better. I know you will get better. I know every guys in that league are driven. There's 100 some coach, and they're all the best in the world. So everybody try to be better. So I think we need to be obsessive. As much as the player, they're obsessed by getting better at their craft and everything. It has to be the same for us coaches. We need to try to be better.
Well, it's like, to your point, you're watching right now and you say, what can I do next year? It's about tweaking, because players, if you go back year after year with the same thing, it gets boring, right? So you tweak it one area or another, and it's something new, and it piques their interest, and it kind of keeps the motivation of the guys up to what you'd like it to be. And there's that, and then there's also, like you said, we're improving by making those changes, and we're trying to make it better all the time.
I think your assistant coach has to be the head coach of their department. If whoever is taking care of your PK is the head coach of the PK, he's so tuned in on what's going on in the power play around the league and how to shut it down.
You surround yourself with the best people you can find.
I grew up in a real small town, there's 80 people there. And there might have been less when I was growing up, but the reason that we played and had a league and all our minor hockey, and how I got to be where I am, is my dad and his brothers. They were the drivers of hockey in our town. And they were the driver of sports, baseball, all of it. They did it all, and they all played, and they were athletes themselves, but they were the drivers. They built the rink there, they did everything, For me, it's my family.
My dad never played hockey, but as a farmer and living a little bit in the country, we were more than 80. It's rare I got beat on that one, but never complained, never been a question. He drove me around, and my mom obviously about living on the farm, and they made a lot of sacrifice for the bear to be able to play hockey. So for sure they're the key of everything. I think parents who make so much sacrifice.
It's funny that all three of us have come from those small little towns. I come from it was called at the time Orleans. It was a village, and it was maybe 3,000 people, on the main street and then everything else around. But same thing, it was basically same group of people, like you said, that would do hockey, that would organize baseball and everything else. And growing up in those kind of little communities just created like almost a family atmosphere, right? Same people, and everybody was supportive, and all pitched in at the same time. So it's a lot of fun giving back, right?
Oh, yeah. I always knew I wanted to be a coach.
Yeah, I don't think I ever thought about being a coach until, like I talked about, towards the end of my career. All the head coaches have some form of leadership, and that's always been in them, in my opinion, and you can't be a head coach without leading. You got to be the leader.
I don't know if I pictured myself becoming a coach, and it's amazing. It just felt comfortable, it felt natural, and that's when I knew that was my calling.
Somebody that wants to get into coaching, and the first thing for me is just being yourself. You got to be yourself, and don't try to be a coach that you like or you look up to or whatever. Just be yourself. You're not that coach, and you're not going to be that coach. Just be yourself, because if you're not yourself, the players see through it, and you're just sending a bad message right away. So you just be yourself and learn from people, like we talked about. Try to learn from different coaches and different things that way, and just be yourself.
So it's not about you. I took that from another coach again. Hockey is the only sport where the coach is behind the player or behind the bench.
Yeah.
In baseball, you're in the dugout, just in the stairs. In the football, you're in front of the player. Basketball, soccer, whatever, so on and so forth. Hockey, we're behind the bench. That's where we belong, in my opinion. And that is why you need to leave your ego at the door. You're there to be a leader. It's a sport where the athletes are really humble.
For me, the other part too that I tell coaches is that don't rush. Everybody wants to be an NHL coach, but don't rush through it.
For me, it's a player who's detailed, a player who tried to do things the right way. He wants quality, he wants to play the game the right way. He's focused on details. He's a guy who's really structured.
What kind of teammate is he? For me, that's a big thing, is he a good teammate? I think that's really important. You want good people, and you want good teammates. And we talk about leadership all the time. Your captain is he taking care of his teammates? That's a big deal for me.
Quality is something that's pretty special in a player, because as you mentioned, there's on the ice and there's details, and there's also off the ice. Those are not only quality players, they're quality people.
Call them the dependables. You got guys in your team that what you're going to get every shift, and a lot of times those guys are used in key situations because you know what you're going to get out of them, and they're dependable. End of the game, they're going to shut the game down for you. They're going to do the little things right. They're always going to do the right thing, and they're dependable guys, and they're very important to have. They might not be the most talented guys, but they get the job done. They're not always going to have good games, but you know that the effort's there, and the compete's there, and to me that's the reliability of it.
And the focus. He will do what's supposed to be done at the moment it has to be done.
And reliable for me is you see those guys really stick out in those crucial moments, right? You say, hey, we're protecting a lead here. He's reliable, he's going on. Why? Because he's going to make the right decision. Those players have to understand that you're in the trenches with them. So, like they talk about players, coaches. It's not about necessarily players, coaches, but they got to know that you're with them. At the same time, they also got to know that you're the one in charge. So there's that fine line I always said that exists between the respect, and the authority.
For me, it's relationships with players, and understanding, what we need from them. Them understanding from me what we need from them to be successful.
I think honest conversations are really important. I have a similar approach than what Claude said, and I talk with the team all the time about that. There's the player and there's the person. I don't want the arena to be a place where it's boring. I want the player to be excited to be at the ring, so it's important for me to bring energy and to have fun and smile and bounce around, talk with guys personally and stuff. But the player knows at 10 it's meeting time, and meeting time means now it's the player. Depends about what happens today. It might not be a fun meeting. It might be a matter of fact, and that's what we need to do, and that's not good enough, and we need to step up on this and that. But that's the player, and then we get out of that meeting and we go in the gym or again in the lounge, and now we're smiling and it's over. I'm not mad at you. I'm not happy about your performance as a player, but I like you as much as I did yesterday. It doesn't interfere. So I like that approach, and like you said, communication. I have the same thing than you. I need to meet player every day, and I remind myself, and when I skip a day, I'm not happy about myself.
So that's the part of the game that has changed and has evolved, and the minute we stop evolving with the game is the day we get pushed out.
100%. They all want to hear something.
They all want.
And they don't just want to hear negative stuff. They want to hear positive stuff.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what player. I know when I played, I wanted to hear some positive. There wasn't a lot, but I wanted to hear some sometimes,
exactly.
The biggest mistake we can make as coaches is to assume.
Don't assume anything, and just have the conversations daily. Don't leave any stone unturned. Just, you got to talk to all these guys. You got to teach them. You got to help them. They want to hear you. To me, that's the biggest one for me.
And the thing that we have in common, I think, is the fact that if you're the leader, you have a common goal, and you need to reach that goal. But what you have to understand, and it's like that in our business, is that to reach that goal, you have to deal with individuals in different ways. And so what's the way to get to that common goal? I think it's understanding that there's not just one way and we're going to do this way and everybody's got to buy into it. Different personalities react differently to the goal and how to get motivated.
It's like we delegate things to our assistant coaches, and we trust them to do their job, and that's their job, And I think as the head guy, delegating things for your assistant coaches and different people in your organization to do their job. I think the leader of the coach of the team, whatever the company is, you got to take care of your people.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing. Like our players, our coaching staff, the people around, that's our job, is to take care of these guys and make sure, things are good with them, and not only in hockey, but in their lives and stuff too.
Winning the cup was, to me, the year that I thought the team was the closest, and all fought for each other and they had a common goal, and those kind of things stick out to you.
Well, my drive's not too far, because I live pretty close to Scotiabank Arena, so it's not that long of a drive. But I could have some music on. I don't, like you said, most things are already done, and you're prepared, and maybe a little bit of a talk before the game. Guys go out and things like that.
I'm with you guys. I'm an SUV guy, so yeah,
So am
it's
I.
big, it's reliable,
Yeah.
it can go fast, but it can also, it's going to win the battles in the corner,
It's
right?
underrated. Underrated on the speed. I
It's
like
big,
it.
it'll stand in front of the net, it'll
Exactly.
do all those things, so
Exactly. Big rig.
yeah. Covers a lot of the game.